Howdy, how you all doing? A couple of years back, I watched a video with Becki and Chris on how to restyle a shelf, and I did this. Well, it's kind of lost its focus and it's a bit of a mishmash of stuff, and also I now have K-pop albums and things that I want to display and so forth. So today I'm going to redo this. I kind of get punished for doing sort of too many different things, but this is very definitely a creative thing. And we are in London, so in London being creative, let's do a shelf restyle. Okay, I'm just holding you for a moment just so I can demonstrate. Why I want to do this is that, well, you can see there's sort of gaps in shelves and not needed, and I don't want to overflow it. I've got all of these and that and them and all of that. Basically this all needs to be rejiggled. I think things like the slug and that can probably go up there on my shelf. There's even that lot up there which probably should go on the top shelf up there maybe. There's a story behind them, it comes out in a minute. So that's today's project, and we'll get on. First things first, take everything down, work out what is needed, and then rearrange amongst all of the stuff. Okay, so here we are. This is what was on the shelves. Just didn't look like there was a lot up there, did there? Okay, quick explanation of what's needed. Star Trek books, not that many, but enough. They're going outside, that's easy enough to get rid of. I'm going to put these up on display, the books and the albums. These random sculpture things I really like and I found, and they were turquoise and I sprayed them black. Not sure what to do with that. That was an ornament on my fish tank, but the garden fairy's been sat on there for a while. That's my first camera, my very first camera, and I dropped it off the side of a cliff and it still worked. I have a couple of statues. That's Keith. Keith was a radio. He was supposed to go in the bath and float and be a radio. It never worked, but he got called Keith and he's been with me ever since. It's been there for years. Importantly, Darcy Bustle's ballet points, signed by the lady herself, and I've had them for years because I asked and I got given them. I want to sort of break these up a bit because it's a bit too all the same. But I've also got this box, this thing, which is full up with like scissors and cottons and things like that for sewing purposes. First off, sluggies, my Monster Bash monster and Enfield magical slug. Things kind of get put into place and they just get left. Case in point, the shirt on the back of this, and I don't wear it very often. It got put on the back of a chair one day and never left. Really pretty, a little sort of short kimono thing. Don't wear it for, it's definitely a summer thing. It's the kind of thing with these shelves. They tend to, things get put somewhere and then they stay there, and then I have to rearrange every few months. Okay, first things first. Books. Books. Now, talking books, this lot are Jazz's character book, Fetish, all of which covered in favourite books thing. Fairy calendar. The very first iterations of the Cruel Fae. I found it, I was trying to explain this a little while ago. Some of my first pictures of weird creatures. All photographed and created by me. That was the very first one. My friend Steve, a mechanic's goblin, broken. That's still my favourite, my whole Bob Goblin. So they're going to stay there because they can't really go anywhere else. For some reason there's a compass, navigation compass. Some of these things haven't moved in a while. This is a necklace. It became a prop for a photo shoot. Then it got used and was never used ever again and never moved again. A lot of the props I used to use for photos then became ornaments, and this is a beautiful bracelet that I had, but it kept breaking, so it couldn't be worn. It's really heavy. silver as well. Going on here. Steampunk of a present from Tora. I guess you can go there. Stand here in contemplation. That's too low. I think I'm going to get rid of some of the things up there and work out what's coming off of the shelf up there before I put this. I'm going to spin you round. Clearly, I'm never going anywhere, so I'm now rearranging flat because I'm going to be stuck here between abusive assholes. Yeah, I'm going to move some of these. So it's this shelf as well as that shelf. Do you do that? Put a penny in a cork for a celebration? I can't remember what it was. I think that was my 21st birthday champagne bottle. It's kind of going in here because this is all found art. Things are found on the floor or randomly places. I don't even know what that is. That is one of the most confusing puzzles ever. You take it apart, you'll never get back together. It's like a Rubik's Cube, but it's made out of little tiny pieces. My niece could do it in like 5 minutes. I managed to do it like 2 or 3 times ever. So now it just stays in one piece. I don't know who A is. Do we ever know who A is? I used to play a lot of golf. That's one of the back screws. I was playing golf when I was about 10, 11 years old. And so I've always got golf balls. This is leaning. Right, the reason I came over to do this, I want to move her, but I want to put some of the other bits and statues in place. I need a duster. See, that rattles like crazy. I bought that in Corsica just because we keep seeing them, so I bought that and Tora bought one. Then Tora's mum got the idea that we collected owls, and so I just started accumulating owls. I don't collect owls, please don't send me owls. We don't collect owls, but she just suddenly was like, you must collect something. And she started collecting, I collect statues. People think because she collects anime statues, neighbour gave me these lily pot houses that I use for the Christmas diorama. Because I collect statues, so there's a statue. No. That's a big decision. Catwoman. What's going on here? I've had to fix it so it fitted. I've just taken a little bit off the side. My 21st key. My cousin Alexis. I don't know why I've got a chicken or a Dalek. That makes me hot because I get panicked. I'm going to do something wrong. More random things. I had this for years. This is a bracelet. It got so thin, see how thin that is now, look, that the edges pretty much became like razors. They are so sharp. It actually cut into my wrist so badly. 2 marks. There and there. It actually dug into my wrist so much that when I'd sleep I'd cut my wrist open. I can't wear it at all. So, subsequently, Tora has made variations on it, and this is the latest. Isn't that cool? It's a bit bigger than the previous, but my favourite pictures. Again, it's not YouTube safe. Venus in a toilet. It's a photograph that I took. One of my favourite models. Next decision. See, little things in these little pockets would be good, but they're a really deceiving size. So statues don't actually fit in there. Somehow I don't think she's going to fit. I guess if I go like that. Okay, we're back around this way again to do this shelf. Clip in bars. See, you can never judge. It's very hard to gauge which ones. The K-pop ones go up here. I'm going to put this on the bottom. No, it doesn't. That is exactly right. Right. She'll go there. Next, I think we might move there. 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 That's no good because you now can't see her. Here's going back. Oh God, this is heavy. That's too high. That's too high. That hurt. Not the thing to be doing. Busted tendon in your hand. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Got dramatic variance on lights. Look, we've got to there. Box is back in place, a little bit higher. It's time for these. This is Van. If you don't know, BTS have teddies, plushies, and this is the general one. It's not any member. Blade Runner Director's Cut box set. I don't even have a DVD player anymore. I don't even really know where I'm keeping this. Purple Kiss. I got the fire, I got the juice. That leaves a gap there. Something to go there. But I haven't made it yet. Fills up too much space. It needs to go there. What do we think? Now, next thing, teddy bears. Okay, I'm down here. The reason I've got a mass of teddy bears is because I've had them from most of my life. And I'm sentimental. And this is why my flat is full of stuff, clutter. But yes, Mickey is a Spanish monkey. Came from Benidorm. I was 4. It's one of my 4th birthday presents. This is Seamus. Seamus has been on holiday with us pretty much everywhere. Found him on the way to the airport when we went to Greece. And so he came on holiday. He's got a shamrock on him, so that's why he's called Seamus. Betty Bear was a present for someone and he realised that they didn't want it, so I kept it. Up there. It's supposed to go in the microwave and heat up. Big Bear, I think that was my niece's. Next. My favourite animal is a red panda. So this is Rocky, red panda. A Christmas present only about 3 or 4, 5 years ago from Tora. Still accumulating teddy bears. This is Red, Tora's mum made. Found it in the park. Baby's elephant, it rattles. Name the elephant, give the elephant a name. Snoopy has 1 ear and no bum. A little destructive monster decided that on Christmas Day when she got given him to rip him to pieces. She just didn't like him. She's got teddy bears. She doesn't even touch. She's got 2 teddy bears on the bed. She sleeps with them. It doesn't do any damage to them. She just didn't like Snoopy. So Snoopy goes up there and for some reason Snoopy wears a pair of pink devil horns. I don't know why. Don't even know where they came from. I think they were a prop from a photo shoot. Little Bear. There's Big Bear and there's Little Bear. As I said, there's Mr. Grumpy. I've got Mr. Grumpy cup over there. You've probably seen. I think I've also got the Mr. Grumpy book. Tora's trying to tell me something. Sorry, that's Mr. Bump. That's Mr. Bump. Mr. Grumpy. Oh, Mr. Grumpy's here. Mr. Bump because when I was injured. Bunny sits down there, but he doesn't get on with them. For some reason they're just negative things when they're all together. Somebody lost £7 diet chef, and then they lost him as well. He sort of sits in the back of there. A pair of. And then there's a few last ones. Leaky Frog, weighted thing. His paws leak. His sand comes out of him. Because if you've ever watched In the Soundgarden, that is one trippy show. Whoever wrote that is seriously on some heavy drugs. B, bought for me for my 21st birthday. You can see there's a key and a thing, and my niece bought me B. B sits there. I'm allergic to wool and sheep, so kind of an ironic joke, I've got a sheep. And finally, bunny, because I have a bunny. I think that's all of them. Oh, hold on. Keith. I really don't know what to do with Keith. He can sit there. I don't know why I've got a compass. I really don't. It goes, it's tipped to you like that. This random object became an essential part of my novel series. Fourth book in my fantasy novel series, which I'm trying to get published. It's called a doll. I think it's a massager. It's like one of these things you massage your neck with. Because it got included into my book, it's now just there and it doesn't get thrown away because it has a reference point. Okay, next day. Had this up for a day and have now decided that that's too high. I think so I'm going to switch these two around. But honestly, I can't be bothered to do it like that, so I've charged this. I'm going to give this one last go. Ready? Poof! Ah, that changed. But there's other few subtle bits and pieces. I guess they felt like they needed to be moved too. The power of magic. It does what it needs to do. It's looking a little bit busier than it did before. There was gaps and spaces before, and the shelving over there is now looking a little bit more sparse. There's a few more gaps. Gives me an excuse to do a few more creations and things. They'll probably have to be small ones though. So I hope you like this. If it floated your boat and you thought it was good, strange expression, give it a thumbs up. Talk to me down below. Leave me comments. Tell me a name for the elephant. And if you like a little bit of diversity in your YouTube content and you like seeing out and about in London and or being creative, this is the channel for you. Hit subscribe, come back each Sunday for something new, different and varied. And until then, I shall see you then. Bye. Please. Don't really know why I've got a pot of lollipops. That's Tora's. Ooh, cool. Ooh. Put Asia up there. Love the artwork. Not such a fan of the artist. She's a bit of a cocky so-and-so. Ooh, that was the chair almost falling over with me trying to shortcut. Ooh. A freaking acorn.